Hello, my little chickadees. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I am Kathy. This is Kathy's Country Life. And if you're new here, mwah, I'm so glad you stopped by. I hope you get something out of this and have fun in the meantime. And for my returning viewers, mwah, 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 I love you so much. Okay, so today I've been getting several squash and zucchinis every day, and I'm trying to keep up with them. But I have freeze-dried some zucchini and I have freeze-dried some yellow squash. So we need to use up some of this before it goes bad. You can only eat so much stewed squash and fried squash. You know what I'm saying? So I've got a plan. I'm the man with a plan. I'm the woman with a plan. I'm a woman with a plan. I'm a woman with a plan. There we go. Okay. So, I'm trying something new that I've always wanted to do. Dear Lord, please let this work out. Okay. So, with the zucchinis, I'm making zucchini bread. Now, that's not what I've always wanted to do. I've made zucchini bread for years and years and years. But I want to try doing where you bake them in the canning jars and they seal and are shelf stable. I have seen people do this. I've watched videos for years, and my sister-in-law has talked about it for years. And she's like, you try it and see, and you try it and see. But this year, I'm going to try it and see. So, I'm going to make regular zucchini bread in a loaf pan, and then I'm going to, it's going to have many, I can probably go out there and get some more. Oh yeah, I've got plenty. We're going to make probably 2 loaves of zucchini bread, and then I'm going to test some out in a jar in the oven. I think I'll probably just do like 4 jars, because I don't know how much, I don't want to like do a big old huge batch in the oven and then not turn out right. There's a lot of back and forth about doing it in a jar in the oven. I don't think that it follows safe canning practices. So you use your own judgment if you want to try this. There is too many people out there that do it, that love it, that it stays shelf stable, and so I'm going to try it. That's my personal decision. If you don't want to do that, then don't, by no means, if you're scared of doing that. But I ain't no scared cat. We're going to try it. I've done a lot of rebel canning, and I hadn't died yet. So, and then today's going to be a zucchini day. The next video is going to be a squash day, which I know they're both squash, but a green zucchini and then a yellow coconut squash day. So, I have got jars in the dishwasher going to get those hot and sterilized. So, I'll be back in just a few minutes. I just want to gather everything, and we can get started. And by the time I get through mixing it all up, the jars should be good. So, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so we're going to get started. The recipe I have, I am going to double it. Because I do want to make loaves and some in a jar. So the recipe I have makes 1 large loaf. I'm going to use this one, which is an old Corningware one. I love old Corningware. And then a smaller one. This one will wrap up and freeze because zucchini bread freezes good. And that way, if you need to take something somewhere to a church gathering, or if you've got a meal to take to someone sick or a loved one, you can just pull that out of the freezer and defrost it, and it's delicious. So we're going to get started. Let me bring you down. So let's do this. Now this recipe I'm doubling. I will link it down, the single serving, down in the description box. So I've got my big honkin', well, it's not my biggest, but it's a big, well, there's a flake in there. Okay, so we're going to use 4 cups of all-purpose flour, If you have self-rising flour, you can use self-rising flour. I'm going to turn this into self-rising. So I'm going to do 4 loosely packed flour. 3, 4. Okay, set this aside. Okay. Now then, to the 4 cups of flour, I'm going to do 1½ teaspoons of baking powder. 1 and a half, and then I'm going to do 1½ teaspoons of baking soda. Just a whisk, get it incorporated. Should put my apron on. Okay, and I'm going to do 2 teaspoons of salt. Come on now. Now the recipe calls for a teaspoon of cinnamon, which I'm doubling it, so it would be 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Chris is not a huge fan of cinnamon, so I'm just going to do half of the cinnamon called for, which would just be 1 teaspoon. Okay, just making sure that was cinnamon. I don't know if I videoed that, but I was making something that called for cocoa, and I got the cinnamon and cocoa mixed up. Yeah, that was bad. Okay, so we're gonna set this aside. Let me get what I don't need out of the way. Okay, so in this bowl, we are going to do 2 cups of brown sugar. Oh, I need a cup. So, well, of course it's not going to fit. Okay, we're good, we're good. Brown sugar. Look at my recipe. Okay, and then 1 cup of white granulated sugar. Seems like a lot of sugar, but I am doubling this. chickies. Oh, there's 3. Oh, they're still warm. I think I'll take those. Thank you, my dears. These will go into a delicious recipe. Well, I had to go get some eggs. I only had 3 eggs and the recipe calls for 4 eggs. So I got the 3 that they had in there. So we're good to go now. We're good to go. Let's get back to business. Alright, got the sugar. Now I need 1.5 cups of oil. I'm using avocado oil. Okay, so let me wash these eggs off. These were pretty clean. No poopy or anything on them. Two, kind of break them up before I put it in here. Three. And this is a store-bought one, you can tell because of the light yellow yolk. Okay, give this a whisk up. Go ahead and put it calls for 2 teaspoons of vanilla. 1, 2, and 1 to grow on. Alright, I'm going to set this aside and I'm going to grate up the zucchini. I know y'all don't want to watch me grating zucchini. I'm just going to use my old trusty box grater. And I will see y'all back when I get all this grated up. Okay, I need 5 cups of grated zucchini. This is a 2 cup. Let's see if we made it. That's 4. God, we're so close. So close. Oh, I need a little bit more. Just a little bit more. This one wasn't fully ripe. It was a little bit hard, but I think it'll be okay. Making a mess. Did I get some rain? Last 2 days we got some good rain. Gardens needed it. Everything needed it. It was so dusty and dry. Alright, I think we're at 5 cups. I'm going to put these in with piggy food. Oh, Oliver, get to enjoy some zucchini. side. Clean up our mess. Oh, there's a zucchini shred in my salt. Not good, not good. Okay, rinse my hands off. Voila. Voila. Okay, I am going to chop up some walnuts. Some people like nuts in their zucchini bread, some people don't. First, I'm going to take this zucchini and just toss it around in the flour to get the zucchini so it don't clump up and get it all the individual pieces coated in the flour. You just kind of have to get it loosened, separated. That's a technical culinary term. Okay, now I gotta rinse my hands again. Hang on. Okay. Using these walnuts that I had bought for the pesto that I didn't quite use all of it. I bought too much, but that's okay because we're gonna use it. I normally put pecans in my quick breads, but I have these sitting out. My pecans are in the freezer, staying nice and fresh, so we'll just use these. Giving it a pretty good fine chop. Just going to use this measuring cup because I want to put 2 cups in. Well, Kathy, that's why you got dull knives, because you open stuff up like that. I know. I'm kind of disappointed in my tomato plants. The easiest thing to grow is always a troubleshoot for me. Well, the ones that I've got in containers aren't doing too well. The ones I've got in my raised beds and out in the ground are doing good. They're dying a slow death of yellow leaves. I thought that it was a magnesium, nitrogen deficiency, and I have fertilized, but I don't know if they've just gotten too far gone. They still have fruit on there. They still are budding, flowering. So I don't know. I'm just going to let them go. I'm going to keep babying them. And whatever fruit I get from those, it's a blessing. We're going to say close enough to 2 cups. I'm going to wait till the end to do that. Okay. So, we've got our flour and zucchini mixture, and then our wet mixture. get a spatula. Okay. Get this mixed up. Get all that flour off the bottom. Alright, I'm going to sit here and mix this up. I know this is boring, and then I'll be back. Okay, I think we got this mixed pretty good. I'm going to add my nuts. If you don't like nuts, don't put nuts in. Yeah, if you don't like cinnamon, don't put cinnamon in. You just do it to whatever you like. Make sure I get all them nuts mixed in. Okay. Whew, that was a workout. So first thing I'm going to do is get this dirty thing out of the way. Get that over there. So I'm going to fill up my Loaf pan. I am going to spray some Baker's Joy. And we'll pour this in. Come back, don't go all the way in. I want a little bit more than halfway up. Get that off so it don't burn. And then I'm going to do this little one. Enough to do some jars too. Okay. We're going to hold off on baking the little one because I may need it. I don't know. Hang on. I went ahead and got the jars out. They were washed. They were on a rinse cycle, so I just took them out and rinsed them really good. So let's just see we have enough. I'm going to fill these up between the bottom and this first ring, just a smidge over half. I don't think I'm going to have enough for 4 jars. just scrape the bottom of the. There's a little bit more. I'm going to take some from this little pan. Okay. Alright, we're going to do 3 jars. I ain't going to mix up another little batch to fill that 1 jar. So we're cool. We are cool. Let me get a paper towel. Wipe this edge off. And the stuff that came up on the side. Kind of clean that up so it don't first burn. Okay, so we got 3, and I'm using pint jars with the wide lid. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cook them all on this pan. I got my oven preheat to 375. These would probably go a little bit longer than these because they're thicker. I'm going to say about 35 to 40 minutes I'll check on them. Alright, while those are baking, I was just going to show you these. This is one that's in a container, and it's just the leaves are just slowly dying away, but it does have fruit. So that's good. This one is the Leaning Tower of Pisa. But the bottom, I took all the dead leaves off the bottom, so it's really bushy up here. But it is, there's a little bundle of tomatoes. So it is producing fruit. I gotta pin that up, that fell down, but it's got fruit on it, so. It's not, hey guys, I lied. Some of these in the containers are doing good. Got that one that's looking really good. My lantanas are busting. And these 2 that are in containers are looking good. They do have some flower buds on them, but they haven't produced anything. But I planted these late. This one is a pitiful Polly. I don't know what the deal is. Oh, there's a little red one over here that's got end rot. That's pretty sad. But my pumpkins are like really good. I got my little diagram so I can remember what is what. This one, I hear you, Oliver. This one right here is an Amish pie pumpkin, and got some good flowering on it. I kind of have to just get down to here and look to see if some are hidden. This one is a fairy tale pumpkin. You see him? He's pretty big. Let's see. And then over here, that one right there is a, I can put in there, is a blue bayou. And then I've got, sorry, I'm having butternuts. There's 3 right there. And then, I don't know, let me see if I can zoom in. Let me get over there real good. And that one is a white color. So I'm going to say that that one is a, I don't know. That one might be a blue bayou too. I don't know. But anyway, I'm kind of proud of my pumpkins. My winter squashes. My strawberries just didn't do good. I took the tower down because I knew it was fixing to rain really heavily, and I wanted it to get each individual one laid out. I'm not sure what I think about this green stalk. My tomatillos are just a goner. I mean, you can see how much fruit they produced. I mean, it is loaded, but they're just not filling out. I don't know what the deal is. And these dang Japanese beetles. Oh! See that little bitty one? My onions are almost ready, I think. They're starting to kind of die over. This tomato plant's doing good inside this bed. Showed y'all these before. These are some peppers that's just not doing good. This is an Amish paste tomato, and it's got fruit, but it's kind of shaggy looking. This one is pitiful. It's just dying. My born to be mild peppers are doing good. I can probably come out here and pick some more. I'm chopping them up and putting them in the freezer. My potatoes are just about ready. I may this week can come and dig those up. Got some bell peppers that are coming along. Okra hadn't done nothing. This is a really good tomato plant, and it just keeps falling over. I'm gonna have to get some string out here and just tie it so it don't lean. It just falls over. I did that in the storm. Come on, be good. But it's looking beautiful as it falls. I gotta come out here in a little bit and tie that up. My jalapenos I've gotten a few off of it, but they're kind of slow. These paste tomatoes are doing awesome in this bed. And here is my squashes. I picked them yesterday, so I don't know that I really anything to pick right now. This is there's a zucchini. There's a zucchini. I'm gonna like to get a little bit bigger. This is some more potatoes, Irish potatoes I planted, and these are sweet potatoes. Y'all seen all this, but I just wanted to show you the tomato plants. I've got some planted out there. They're producing. Those are Amish paste or paste tomatoes or Romas, and those are doing good. They've produced fruit, but they're just not getting really big. I decided I'm going to dig this one right here. It is totally dead, and it's not going to... I'm going to go ahead and dig this one right here and see what we got. They're little, but that's okay. We can eat them. We can eat them. Little one. That one goes to that plant, and I uncovered it. I'm going to cover it back up. Well, it don't look like we're going to have a huge harvest. No potatoes, but that's okay. We have some potatoes. Okay, that was kind of a whack on the potatoes, but that's okay. I got more than what I planted, and so we're going to be good with that. I'm going to give these a wash and let them dry real good. Okay, I gave them a washing and I set them out in the sun to dry the skin real good. That's okay. I've got to dig those other ones. I think we'll probably get about the same thing from those other ones too. I've got the ones I got in a cardboard box over there. And when I pull probably the onions and free up a bed, I'm going to do a succession planting of potatoes. I'm going to do some Yukon Golds. Those always have done really well for us. And I didn't plant those yet. So I'm going to do a succession planting of potatoes. So I think we'll be okay. I'm not growing a year's worth or anything like that. But I just want to have some taters. And the bread is still cooking, looking marvelous, smells delicious. Now, I'll just give y'all a little update on our life and our eating. No, we're not going on a diet. I've got 2 freezers full of meats and vegetables. And I've got to clear some of that out for summer putting up. I've got a lot of canned vegetables too, a lot of canning. And I'm a prepper, but I'm not a end of the world prepper, if that makes sense. Now, you know, if something, I'm not talking about the end of the world, because we all know what's going to happen at the end of the world if you're a Christian, but if something happens, food becomes scarce, you know, a pandemic of food scarceness, I'll have stuff. And you don't know. But I'm not one of those, you know, doom, we're all doomed, you know, the world's ending and the sky's falling. I'm not one of those, but I do like to keep a good staple of stuff in case there is a food shortage. However, on the other end, I don't have a huge root cellar. I don't have 5 and 6 freezers to store stuff in. It's just me and Chris. And I do what I can, and I think I do a pretty good job of keeping us stocked in canned foods and frozen foods. Okay, so I told Chris the other day, I said, we went to Sam's last weekend, and it wasn't for a grocery store visit. He needed to get some cases of water for his work, and I just ran in and I don't remember what I got. I got 2 cantaloupes, and I bought some strawberries and cherries and 2 towels. That was it. It wasn't a grocery haul. But I told him, I said, we are not going to do grocery hauls anymore. We are going to eat out of what we have. Now, I know some YouTubers are like, we're doing a pantry challenge. You know, that's all great and good. I've just never been invited to do a pantry challenge, but I'm just kidding. I don't care about that. But I am. We're going to start eating out of our freezers and our canned foods. And the only time we need to go to the grocery store is for like dairy products, maybe fresh fruit, because we don't have an orchard or anything where we grow our own fruits, and stuff like that. But vegetables, I've got quite a bit of meat in my freezer that we can go through. I've got freezer meals in my freezer. I've got frozen vegetables in my freezer, and I need to clear some of that out before the summer canning kicks off heavily. So just letting y'all know that I'm going to cook what we have, and I think that we'll be okay because we have a lot of food stored up, and I need to clear out some of my freezers bad. I'm getting a chest freezer from the Fixer Upper house, so I'll have another freezer. I don't need another freezer. I'm going to have another freezer just for the heck of it. It's free. That I'm going to put out in that building out back, which is one day going to be my canning kitchen. Mark my words, it's going to be my canning kitchen. So anyway, so that I went and I got out a pork tenderloin to thaw out. I'm not going to, it's too late in the day for it to even hope to thaw out and cook it, but I'm laying it out and getting it a little bit thawed before I put it in the freezer, and I'm going to do something with it tomorrow. So we're still waiting on that to cook. It's getting hot in here. It's getting hot in here. Let's take off all our clothes. Okay. Anyway, so we're gonna wait on that. I don't think I have anything else interesting to tell you. My life is pretty boring, but I love it. Be back in a little bit. All right, guys, these are out of the oven. I checked them with a temperature gauge. They need to be about 205, and they were registering at 210. So I did simmer my lids. I know you don't have to do that, but I thought I'm not really canning these. So let's see. You need to get them topped very quickly. Oh, and they're hot. Oh, go on it. And they're hot. Okay. Now I'm going to set them off this hot pan onto a towel. And they say between 1 and 5 minutes you should start hearing the ding, the sealing. So maybe y'all hear this. Or let's just hope we hear something. I took the, doggone, Kathy, it's hot. I took the smaller one out. It was done. I put the bigger one in. Kept it in. Probably gonna go about 5 more minutes to see, because it was a little bit bigger, but this one tested right at 205. So that's the one me and Christopher's gonna eat. And thought maybe we would hear the ping. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the camera down on it. I'm gonna put the camera down on it. And I'll just let it record until it starts playing so y'all can hear it, and I'll edit out in the meantime. Well, I had the camera on the jars, and I'm being quiet so we can hear the pings. It never did ping. I only had it on there for about 1.5 minutes. So I went and checked on the other bread. Anyway, while I was doing stuff, they sealed. But I didn't really hear a loud ping. But they are sealed. So, yay. And I'm just going to let these sit on the counter overnight. About 24 hours. And then I will check the seal just to make sure. And take the, if they're sealed good, I'll take the rings off. And maybe in about 2 weeks, I'm going to let them sit for 2 weeks. And then we'll open one of them and do a taste test. Okay, so y'all stay tuned on that. The bigger one is still kind of gooey in the middle, so it was getting brown on top. So I tinted some aluminum foil over it and put it back in the oven for it to come up and be done. And the big one I'm gonna let cool. I'm gonna wrap it in cellophane and aluminum foil, right on there what it is, and it's going in my packed freezer. And then the smaller one, let me show you. Because I had to take some of that out to fill the jars. It's thin, but it's soft and moist feeling, and I just got that on a cooling rack, cooling, and me and Krista eat on this. And I haven't eaten anything today, so you gonna do a taste test? Let's do a taste test. Okay, I just put it on a paper towel because I don't want to dirty up a dish. And I slather some butter on it. Okay. Let's try this puppy out. Oh yeah. I love zucchini bread. Very good. Y'all gotta make this. Delicious. That is so good to slice and warm up in the microwave and then spread some butter over it with your coffee. So good. So, I'm going to sign off for here. We did a taste test. It's wonderful. It's great. Gotta try it. We're going to wait 2 weeks before we open up one of these jars and taste test it, because I really want to see, because 2 weeks is enough for a bread to go bad, and so I want to see how it tastes in the jar. The other one, I'm waiting on it to finish cooking, and like I said, I'll freeze that one up for a later date or to take somewhere. So thanks guys for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. I really do. Everybody that watches, it means the world to me, and I will see you in a couple of days with a new video. So, have a blessed day. Bye.